Holy Rollers is based very loosely on some events that happened in the late 90s involving some Hasidic Jews who became couriers for ecstasy.
The film takes that world and centers on a young man that gets caught up in the whole thing.
I play Sam Gold. He's a young, relatively sheltered kid from Brooklyn, and I work with my father, and I'm also studying to maybe become a rabbi, something that I don't want, but my father wants for me. You know, kind of working hard for not a lot of money, and then he's presented with this, you know, what someone calls a golden opportunity.
My character, whose name is Yosef, is kind of the impetus that brings him in. So he's the bad influence, he's a next-door neighbor, and he shows Jesse Eisenberg's character the ropes.
Sam's world in Brooklyn is kind of populated by these well-meaning people, like my friend Leon, who's a very sincere guy, and my father is very sincere. Sam is about to be married to this girl, Zeldy, and there's all these obstacles, like he's not a good enough student for her, and he doesn't have enough money for her.
Yosef is kind of a parallel of Jesse's character, Sam, in that he has already been caught up in this world and has turned his back on his roots and his family, and he's dealing drugs and doing drugs, and he can't really see what his former self was.
Even when I find out that it is illegal, the taste of that extra money and of that lifestyle is appealing enough to me to continue in this world. Suddenly there's this girl who's flirting with him. The flirtation begins as just this is what Rachel does with all the new couriers to kind of lure them into this world. But I think she sees Sam as truly innocent. He doesn't immediately like the drug world. He's not so enticed by all of like the material things that a lot of the other kids are. So she, I think, starts to really feel kind of more genuine feelings for him. Jackie's the head of the drug operation, and he treats me kind of like a son.
The theme of choices I found really interesting, and choices in religion, and choices in redemption, and choices in regret, and how all of these play in your life.
Yeah, when I first read the script, I thought Justin would be perfect for the role. I had read it before him, and I had sent it to him.
Jesse Eisenberg has been a very close friend of mine for many years, and he had this little script.
He kind of is like an older brother in the movie, and we kind of have a similar relationship outside of the movie, and it just rang so perfectly true in the script. So that relationship was drawn so well in the script. For me, that's the most interesting relationship in the movie, is this kind of like, he's kind of this dark figure.
He asked me if I'd be interested in playing this kind of, bad guy in the movie.
The interesting thing about that character is he has a foot firmly planted in both worlds, whereas Sam kind of goes back and forth. Yosef really is he's such a cocky figure that he can play both worlds pretty easily. What I like most about Holy Rollers is that it's told from the point of view of its characters, and the characters are real, and they're nuanced, and they're sensitive, and they're flawed. There is this other side of the movie which I also really like, this kind of drug movie part of it. The day after I read the script, I went into Borough Park, and because I thought the script was so fascinating and I was interested in that world, and I went to look around. And what I've realized over the course of the 2 years is that the characters, at least Sam, is really a lot more normal, and a lot more like me than what I originally thought when I read it. I've spent a lot of time with kids like Sam, and you realize after spending a day with them that you actually have a lot more in common than you expected.